I'm Bills defensive end Greg Rousseau, and you're listening to Nate and the Fellas on Circling the Wagons podcast on the Buffalo Rumbling Podcast Network. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Go Bills!
Right here, right now! Hey, hey, let's go Buffalo! Hey, hey, let's go Buffalo! The Bills make me wanna shout!
Alex.
Yeah,
Hey, you awake?
I'm awake.
You good?
I'm good.
Well, Mom and I were talking about trying to find a good place to watch the game, tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah, trying to find a good place to watch the game. Yeah. And we decided that we were gonna go to a restaurant and get some wings, try and get some wings.
So I get some wings.
Yeah. And then we decided that the best place to watch the game would be at the stadium.
We're going to the stadium? Are we going to it?
We're going to go watch the Buffalo Bills play the Jaguars.
I didn't say. Do we get tickets?
We have tickets. We're going tonight.
Yeah. We got tickets.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, how much are they?
Don't worry about
Don't worry about that. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
You see Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Bills Mafia? This is Nate, and welcome to another episode, a special bonus episode of Circling the Wagons, a Bills Mafia podcast. I am your host, and we're going to talk with the two people in that video, Alex and his father, Brady. If you haven't seen that video, it went viral a few weeks ago, especially in Bills Mafia fandom, in talking about, Alex's first time going to a Buffalo Bills game and his father's chance to give him those tickets and have him experience that. So was able to reach out to Brady, Alex's father, and talk about this moment, Bills fandom, and a lot more. So I'd like to welcome Brady and Alex to Circling the Wagons podcast. Fellas, it is so good to finally talk to you in person. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Doing great. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
So good to be on.
It's so good to finally talk to you in person. This was, like I mentioned, like a heart-touching moment, shared that on social media. I loved it. I love videos like that in general. And then the fact that it had to do with you guys being Bills fans made it that much better. I know you guys are going to the Bills game this next weekend against the Chiefs, and I want to talk about that and the video in a moment. But first, I got to ask you, you're in South Carolina. You live in South Carolina. How did you become a Bills fan, and how did you spread that Bills fandom to Alex and the rest of your family?
Well, I was fortunate enough to grow up in a little town called Bath, New York, which is about 2 hours or so from Buffalo, and lived in another town for a little while after that, for about 7 or 8 years of my life, a little town called Avoca, which was even closer to Buffalo. And I used to grow up delivering papers for the Democrat and Chronicle, and just would follow the Bills every morning. I would get the papers and just follow the Bills every single morning from the time I was 7 or 8 years old on. And they used to give free posters in the newspaper. I used to have those posters all over my wall. It just, Bruce Smith, Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, all those guys. Like, I used to just get every one of those posters that I could get my hands on and put them on the wall, and just would watch every game that I could get, the chance to sit down and watch. And then, that kind of just became a part of my life. And so my dad's a pastor. He got called down to South Carolina to, preach. And so when he moved down here, I moved down here with him, obviously, and never, ever stopped loving the Bills. And I have 3 great kids now, and Alex is one of them. And Will, my oldest son, and then my youngest one, Matthew, and then Melissa, their mom, my wife. and we've been able to, you know, unfortunately, I have to battle my wife and my youngest son are Cowboys fans. We we pray for them. You know, we hope that they come around to the light. But my oldest son, he sat on my lap from the time he was a baby, and would, you know, just absolutely just go crazy every time I would. He just started picking up on it. And as he grew older, he began to understand. He began to love it. And then Alex came along here. And then about 7 or 8 years ago, he started watching the Bills with us and asking us questions. And then he started loving the Bills too. And he loved doing the chants with us and singing "Bills Make Me Want to Shout." And then learning all the players. And next thing you know, he was asking for jerseys, trying to get hats, and then he's saving up his money from his job now, and he's getting Bills merch and all that stuff, and it's all over his walls. And now he's a full-blown Bills fan now. So I managed to get 2 of them on the right path, but you know, still have my youngest one still a Cowboys fan. We're getting there. We're working on it. So.
Like you said, we're praying for him. Alex, I got to ask you this: when you're watching the games at home, is your dad loud when he cheers for the Bills, or is he a quiet Bills fan watching?
A loud Bills fan watching.
How about yourself? Are you loud also, or are you a little bit quieter?
Yeah. Loud. It's trying to work on getting a little bit louder.
Trying to work on getting a little bit louder. That's right.
Now, question for you. So you guys, you had this moment, you bought Brady. How long in advance, like, did you know that you were able to take Alex to his first game? And I mean, how long had it been since you'd been to a game? I know you live down south, so it's probably been a little bit.
It's a funny story about that. So my oldest son, for Father's Day, he got tickets for us to go to my first one with my dad and my grandpa being a pastor there in Bath. We didn't get the opportunity to go to football games, you know, with church and stuff. So, you know, I wanted to be there to support my dad and my grandpa. And so we didn't have the opportunity to go, and I always wanted to go and always, you know, tried my best to get to go, but it just never worked out. So at 42 years old, which was 2 years ago, my son actually took me, and my oldest boy surprised me and took me to my first game because he wanted to do something for me that I never got to do, which was awesome. And then when we were there, we both just kind of looked at each other as if we have to figure out a way to get Alex up here. Like, even if we can't get all of us up here as a family, like, we have to get Alex up here. And so we started just working with my cousin Garrett, who's a pastor at the church that my grandpa was the pastor of back then. My cousin's taken over. And so he was able to make it possible for us to have a place to stay and work with some people to help us get up there and get tickets and be able to surprise Alex. So we knew about a month or so before that it was going to happen. And we just kept it to ourselves and told him that we were just going to visit our family up there, and he loves his cousins up there. So he was excited to get to go visit his cousins, and he thought that was going to be a great trip, just, you know, getting to go visit his cousins. And we told him that we were going to, you know, try to find a place to watch the game. And that was, so we had to keep it a secret for a month. It was killing me, but as you can see, it was worth it.
Oh yeah. Now, was this something you kept a secret? I know you'd been working on it for a while. When you left Orchard Park that first time with your oldest son, and you said, we got to bring Alex back here, did you mention that to Alex, like, we're going to take you to a game? Or was that completely out of nowhere, that he did not know that this was coming for even 2 years ahead of time?
No, he did not know. We never, ever, he would ask us, and we would always say every time, you know, we'll go and watch it at a restaurant. Like, it's kind of expensive, you know, maybe one day we can take you, that kind of thing. We never, you know, I'm a firm believer as a dad. I don't want to make a promise that I don't think that I can keep. And unless I know for certain that I can make it happen for you, you know, I'm not going to tell you. And so, you know, I've always tried my best, and not always succeeded, but always tried my best to live by that. And so, you know, that was one of the things Will helped do, you know, as much as Garrett did, Will helped. We all kind of got together, and we knew this is something we have to do for him. And when we saw the tickets were reasonably priced for that one, we all kind of got together and began saving up for that. So yeah, it was just something that was put into motion a long time ahead of time. But when we realized it was actually going to come to fruition, it was, like I said, we knew a solid month before then that we were going to be able to make that happen. So,
Alex, what was the trip like to Buffalo for the first time and actually going to see the stadium up close. The first time you walked up to the stadium and saw it, you'd seen it so many times on television. What was it like seeing it in person?
I took a walk from Mount Kelly. So me and my dad and my mom, Brady, Melissa, the three of us took a walk from our tailgate spot to Highmark Stadium.
And what did you think when you saw it the first time, the stadium the first time?
Big?
It was really awesome, man. It was cool looking when I first went up there. And finally, I went to my first game, finally, since I couldn't go with dad and my brother 2 years ago. So that's why I've asked to go.
Well, you guys couldn't have picked a better game to go to. I was kind of worried when I obviously I saw the video after the game had already happened, but I look back and I'm like, oh, thank goodness that was the Jaguars game and not the Ravens game that you went to, because the Bills beat the Jaguars pretty handily that day. What was it like seeing your favorite team win, Alex?
Buffalo
Oh
Bills.
yeah, he said, "What was it like seeing your favorite team win? What was it like seeing them win in person?"
It was
Yeah, watching them play the watching them beat the Jaguars. How did it feel to see them beat the Jaguars?
incredible.
Did you Now I know that you get loud when you watch the games with dad at home. How loud did you get in that stadium watching the game?
Really loud when I shout out and wave my beach towel around.
Waving your bench towel. Yep, you're waving your towel around. Yep.
Which is I got some cool stuff to show you if you don't mind.
Yeah, you could show them
Yeah,
some.
absolutely. I'd love it. Absolutely.
Over here is where I had that autograph. The Dion Dawkins is a player that signed his autograph there. That guy has a little gift.
How did you get that football?
I got it from the mail.
You got it in the mail. Yep.
Yeah, I got it delivered from a friend of mine.
Now, what's been great about that is you shared some videos on your social media account, which we're going to share at the end of the podcast. But there was a lot of folks that messaged me after sharing it, saying that they wanted to send you something or give you something or do tickets, something to that. I mean, how is Brady, like, you're getting these messages through text or through social media. What's it like getting this, influx of Bills Mafia support and their well wishes for, after seeing your video?
Oh, it's crazy to me, but it's not so crazy to me. And it's funny you should ask that question, because when I first got married, I would tell my wife all the time how wonderful the people of Western New York are. And of course, everybody down south, they have this opinion that it's all New York City, And so I would tell her, and she would go up and, she met my family, and of course she liked them, and so she started to see that what I was saying was true. But it's just one of those things that she's started to experience. And now when all this stuff is happening, I knew Bills Mafia was amazing, and I knew the people of Western New York, and especially the Buffalo area, were just amazingly kind people, and that they didn't just call the city of good neighbors for no reason. I knew that, and I would tell people that down here and tell my wife that. And so she kind of started knowing. And now all the people down here in South Carolina that know Alex and know us, they're starting to see that, what I said is 100% true. They're seeing that outpouring of love and support. And the people of Buffalo's hearts never cease to amaze me. You know they're amazing people. You know they're good people. But man, they have just blown us away with this outpouring of love and support. It's been package after package and tickets and just every kind of thing that someone could do. They just wanted to see the smile on Alex's face, and they didn't expect anything in return for it. So it's as amazing as I know that they are. It's exceeded even my expectations. Even though I knew how amazing they were.
Yeah. So there was one generous Bills fan was able to offer you tickets for this week's Kansas City Chiefs game. I mean, and I know that there's a lot of, it's not easy for you to make that trip because it is so far, because you're working several jobs, to help. I mean, how tough is it to coordinate, and how amazing was it to see that somebody wanted to do that for you, and that doesn't even know you guys?
Yeah, it's about a 13 and a half hour drive from where we're at in South Carolina. And that game of all games, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the Bills versus the Chiefs. I mean, there's no way I could have fathomed that, that I'm going to be sitting there with Alex, and he's going to get to see that. That's something I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for my oldest son because, 13-year-old me would have just absolutely died, to have an opportunity like that. And, they always say you want better for your kids than you had. And so for them to have that opportunity and to be able to go and enjoy the game, especially that one, has just been amazing. I would have been thankful for, and Alex, that's one amazing thing about Alex is, something small like stickers and stuff that people send and things like that. It's just as awesome to him. He's just as grateful for those as he is for the tickets. And so when he gets those big things like that, he's already grateful for anything that anybody does. And so it has just made him so happy and made him feel so loved and appreciated and cared for, because he knows in his heart, and so do I, people don't have to do that. Those tickets are not cheap, and we know that. We know that those are not cheap. It's something that we never could have done for ourselves. And so just to have that opportunity means so much, and to be able to see these guys enjoying it and getting the experience that I didn't get to have as a kid, it makes me feel so good. I'm so happy for them. And I'm so happy for Alex to be able to be there for that Chiefs game. He's going to have a great time. And to the person that sent him, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We mean that. I mean, we cannot say thank you enough. I wish there was a way we could return the favor and repay. We obviously would do whatever we could, but thank you so much for what you've done for Alex and for our family. We appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you got a chance to say that, in video for anyone that did that to see. I mean, you're basically, because it almost is a playoff game that you're able to go to. Like you said, this isn't just I don't want to downplay it, but like a Bills Patriots game or something like that. I mean, this is the game they were talking about this being the game of the week before the game even started. Before the Bills had even finished playing the Colts this weekend, this was already the game of the week coming up. And Joe, as far as the game itself goes, do you have plans to be in a certain, if people wanted to meet Alex or see Alex, is there a place that you're going to tailgate, or an area that you've gone to or that you would go to, or anything like that?
We will be briefly. We're going to be at Cole's Restaurant in downtown Buffalo. We're going to be there around. So one of the folks there has been one of the people that's been just a super huge help as far as getting us up there and taking care of and stuff like that. So we wanted to go by and say thank you to them over there as well. And so we're going to hang out there and have a bite to eat and talk to them. And so anybody's welcome to come by and say hi to us there. We'll be there till around 11:30, something like that. And yeah, he's got a full day ahead of him that day. And there's a lot I can't share right now, just for the sake of, for him and for his excitement. We're going to hold that information out, but he does know he's going to go get some food at Cole's Restaurant. And so we're going to leave it at that.
That's awesome. I almost forgot that it was a 4:30 game for a second. I'm like, oh, 10:30. That's going to be a tight schedule. But obviously, did you have time this last time, because it was the first game you'd been to in a while, only your second game of your entire life, Brady, like, going to that game? Did you have time to tailgate last time and take in that whole experience before the game, either of these last two occasions?
Yeah, we got some pizza.
It's what's the name of the place?
Bocce's. Yeah,
it's Bocce's Pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, Bocce's is one of the best in Buffalo. Oh yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I know. It's funny. You're just on pizza. I have to say this for a second, is that, everyone talks about buffalo wings, and I think obviously buffalo wings are, unbelievable in Buffalo. But what's an unspoken hero is the pizza. I think the pizza in Buffalo is on par with some of the best pizza in the country. Did did you like those little, because you probably don't get that down in the South, the little spicy cup and char pepperoni that you can get at Bocce?
Oh yeah, yeah. That was Alex loved that pepperoni pizza. That was delicious. We loved it. I used to tell my family about pizza in Western New York and how amazing it is. And we knew about Bocce. Well, I knew about Bocce's, and I said, yeah, no, this is where we're going to get some food. And so that's where we got our food, and that's what we tailgated with. We sat around with the pizza from Bocce's, got our chairs out, and sat and talked, listened to music, and had a great time. Ate some pizza, and we enjoyed. It was a little miniature tailgate, before the game. And then Alex got to go to the Bills store for the first time. He thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of like a team. It's kind of like a team store now. It's kind of like a team store. It's a little black building.
Yeah,
That says a Bills store. When I went in, the place was beautiful inside.
it was beautiful inside that Bills store. Yeah, it was.
You didn't clean out Dad's bank account when you went there, did you?
Did you buy a bunch of stuff there? What'd you buy? You bought one thing there.
Yeah.
You can just tell him. You don't have to show him. You can just tell him. He's trying to get everything and show you everything.
Yeah.
What did you get there?
So I Highmark, I bought myself a beach towel at Highmark. This is Bills Mafia.
Bills Mafia towel. Yep.
And then I went from there to Wegmans.
Yep. You got to go by Wegmans later on the next day, and then you got some.
And I got me and my brother. And I got me and my brother's and away Bill socks from Wegmans. And I let Will pick them out which one he was to keep because last time it was his birthday, and I was going to let it be his first birthday gift for him.
Yeah, you got some Bills socks to surprise his brother with, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was going to let it be his birthday gift for him since he was going to be leaving that night to go on his hunting trip. Which is, he went hunting with his friend.
Yeah, he went hunting with his friend. You got to give him his gift, so he had warm socks to wear on his hunting trip, right?
Right. And yeah, I picked the home ones, and Will picked the away ones.
You got home color socks, and Will got away socks. So.
And we bought 2 boxes of Young Dawkins Buffalo Bills snow cereal.
Snow cereal, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That just came out. One of the things that got me the most about that video, guys, is the part where, you mentioned how pure Alex's heart is because he was worried about the cost, even though he was trying to hold back the excitement of getting tickets for the first time. Has he always been this sort of thoughtful, genuinely kind person, or is it just because of the Bills stuff that he's just thinking about it? He's like, I got to get so much Bills stuff. Has he always been this way?
Oh no, let me tell you something. We believe in sowing and reaping. Everybody has different belief systems, but we believe that you reap what you sow, and we've tried our best to teach our boys that. And Alex lives it every single day. Every week, he gives a portion of his paycheck to our church and to the charities that our church supports. He gives every single week. He works very hard for the money that he makes at the Shepherd Hotel in Clemson, South Carolina, and he gives a portion of it. And also, it's not just that. If anybody's going through something, he stands back and listens to what they're going through, and he will stop immediately, and he will always pray for people and just take time to find out if he can help them in any way. He's a genuine. It's real. It's genuine. It's authentic. There's no ulterior motives for him and a lot of the young people like Alex. That's one of the things that I think we could all learn from him. Is just be authentic, be real, and be loving without an ulterior motive, and he does that every single day. My dad actually made the comment that all this good stuff that's coming his way is just him reaping what he sowed, because he sows a lot of goodness out there into the world. So And again, it's authentic and it's real. There's no expectation of anything in return, which is not something we can all, I can't always say that about myself. And he lives it as a good example for all of us. So.
Absolutely. That's incredible to hear, Alex. Part of Bills Mafia officially. You're excited to go to a game for the Chiefs coming up. Do you have a prediction on how you think the Bills game will go against the Chiefs?
What do you think is going to happen in the Bills and Chiefs game?
I think it will go really good. I think the Bills are going to beat the Chiefs really good on Sunday.
I think they're going to hand Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs their first loss, right? That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm taking that. Someone so kind and genuine. Yeah, I believe that over. It's funny. I saw that the line today was almost even. The Bills are favored by 2.5 points, but you figure roughly 3 points for. I mean, this is going to be a close game. Nobody knows who's going to win this one. So I'm so happy that you're going to be able to go, Alex and Brady. I want to thank you first of all for allowing me to share your story on social media, Brady. I know that the Hope Rises Network did that as well. I'm sure a ton of other outlets have as well. I haven't seen them all, but I want to thank you because we messaged before we talked, because I wanted to make sure that it was okay that we shared it, because it's family. People are have every right to their privacy, like you mentioned earlier. But thank you so much for sending me, or for allowing me to download it and share it. If there is a way that anyone would like to contact you to potentially send something to Alex again, or to just let you know how much they enjoyed your story, where can they find you on social media? Because I mean, that's how I found you.
Right. Yeah. The TikTok is B Smith Music. And then also you can also email me if you want to as well. It's Brady Tunes 80. That's BradyTunes 80, the number 80 at gmail.com. Feel free to reach out anytime. That's an email that I use for any and everyone that wants to reach out. So, and Alex, Alex and I, we take, anytime there's something that comes in or email or any type of message, we read it together. So if you want to talk to Alex, you can feel free to send it there too, and we'll read it together. He loves seeing all the messages of support. He's gotten some cards too in the mail, so all that stuff makes him feel pretty good. I think, to see all those letters and all the emails and stuff that's come in. So
Yes,
I had a feeling you'd say that.
You got to kind of feel like a little bit of a celebrity, right, Alex?
I don't think he expected all. I don't think he expected anything like this, and I think it's just a testament. Like I said again, there's some good folks up there, and we love and appreciate every single one of them, and we are forever grateful. So thank you for sharing the video and reaching out and asking, because you were the catalyst, and after you, the Hope Rises folks reached out. So thank you for being the one that initiated that contact. And we can't thank you enough, brother. Really, seriously, thank you for sharing. And I think a lot of this is a result of your willingness to reach out and contact us and to share that video. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, no, you're welcome. I feel bad even you thanking me for it, because there are certain stories that, you see in Bills Mafia, and, kindness and the good parts of it. And sometimes with the world the way it is, sometimes you need something like your story with Alex, and that sort of father-son relationship. And the fact that it also goes into Bills fandom. I mean, that's like a triple threat. That's the best of all worlds to me. So thank you for that. Appreciate you saying those kind words. I want to send you guys something. I have some cool Bills. I want to send you a Bills signed item that I'm going to send. I have like 6 or 7 different items. I'm going to give you an option that you guys can pick between that. Now, a lot of them are 90s Bills players, Brady, that you would know. So this might be better for you to pick than Alex, because he hasn't been alive to even see these guys play, which makes me feel old, because I'm almost as old as you. I'm pretty much there too as well. And I want to send you some cool stickers and magnets that we have too. So I'll send that to you. But real quick, your email is Brady Tunes. Your TikTok is Brady Music. What kind of music do you play? How did you get into that? I gotta pump also your musical side as
Oh
well.
my goodness, you don't have to do that to people. I'm very, very fortunate. My dad's very talented. He would never say that. But his dad, my grandfather, who has passed away, unfortunately, they spent a lot of time teaching me to play music and sing. So I grew up with my family singing a lot of Christian bluegrass music and Christian country, bluegrass, country music, that kind of thing. And I don't know, when everybody grew up and got married and moved away and kind of did their thing, I just felt like I wasn't done because I just love music. And so, yeah, I play a lot of country music. I write a lot of stuff. It's more now. It used to be a serious thing for me, but Alex has been through a lot in his life. He's been through 27 surgical procedures. And so, there was a lot of things that he was needing, and I was feeling like I was being pulled in two different directions. So I felt like the best thing to do, was to just focus on being a better dad and not as much a musician. It was a lot. He went through a lot of things in his life, and I felt like he needed me there. I'm thankful to all the people that helped make that happen, for me to be able to go and do music. But being a dad it's way more important, so, but yeah, so we prayed about it, and we just have fun with music every now and then. Sometimes me and Alex sing going down the road in the car, and that's it's more about having fun now than it is being a musician. I had my time on the road and traveled a lot, and I enjoyed it, and it was cool. But this is way cooler, being around Alex all the time now and not having to go away. So yeah, I play country music, play guitar, write the music. If someone wants to listen to it, they can. The best place to listen to it is bandcamp.com, and just look up Brady Smith, and the album is Long Way From Here. That's some of my most recent stuff from a couple years back, 3 or 4 years back, something like that. So yeah, but I enjoy music. It's now more fun than it is a business for me, and I play an occasional show, but it's not in the forefront of my life anymore. It's a thing to be a stress reliever more than anything, and for enjoyment. And we have fun singing and going down the road and stuff together, don't we? We like to sing together going down the road and stuff, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we have fun with that. So that's where my musical career is headed, doing duets with Alex more than these days.
Yeah, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much. Between the Bills music
Yeah.
and country music, which is one time I went up to Simpsonville in South Carolina. I got to hear my favorite singers, Parker McCollum.
Yeah, he got to see Parker McCollum, and Parker McCollum was sick and wanted to do something for him. He didn't want to get him sick though, so he sent him some guitar picks. So that's been one cool part about it, is using some connections to get Alex to meet some of his singers that he likes. And he likes a lot of worship music too. He actually sings worship sometimes on Wednesday nights at Fuse,
Wow.
which is our student program. He actually helps sing some worship songs too. So he's got a few irons in the fire,
He's a busy guy. Now, you mentioned it being a stress reliever for you just to play the music. I mean, you must have been playing the music a lot as a Bills fan, just even in the background, just to relieve some stress, especially during that drought period, right? Brady, I want to ask you this last question, because that your relationship with Alex is such a nice thing to see. I'm a dad. It sounds like you've done a great job with your sons. I know there's a lot of people listening that are fathers. I know that a lot of people, even if they aren't fathers now, will be someday. If you had any advice for us, for people like us, what would be some parenting wisdom that you could bestow on Bills Mafia?
Oh my goodness, man. Oof, we're gonna get deep here at the end. I think the biggest thing is just find something you can have a routine with it that they can count on. For us, it's been church on Sunday mornings, and Alex, he has a calendar in his room that he keeps, and he's got church marked on his calendar every single week. And so, especially with him being special needs, establishing a routine with him that he knows that he can count on, that it's going to be something that's going to happen, and that dad and mom are going to be there to take him to church. And and then outside of that, I think it's just for us as a family, finding something that you can connect with him on. For us, it's been the Bills, it's been music, it's been things like that. But connecting with him on something, finding what he likes, and then the thing that I have to work on every day is getting outside of myself. Because I have the things. You have a busy day. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I don't feel like doing certain things. And so making yourself, even though you're tired, even though you want to kick your feet up in the recliner, go outside in the yard. All my boys love athletics. They love the outdoors. So, spend time doing something that they like to do, even though you're tired. If you want to take them to a football game, take them to a hockey game, throw the football in the yard, play catch and baseball, help them work on pitching, whatever it is that they like. Just spend time with them, because I can tell you my personal experience is that this time has flown by. It doesn't seem like my kids should be, 23, 20, and 18 now. And so I'm thankful. I will never, ever look back and say, I wish I'd done more for myself. I look back now and I say, man, I wish I had, didn't work as much overtime and spent some more time with them. So spend as much time with them as you can, and just let them know that you love them and that you're there for them, and whatever it is that they're dealing with. And we've been through some difficult things, just like any family has. I don't want to make our problems seem like they're bigger than anybody else, because they're not. Everybody has their things that they deal with. And maybe when they're going through something that's really difficult, which all kids do, hopefully you've made them feel comfortable enough and loved enough that they'll come and tell you, so that they don't have to try and deal with it by themselves. And so I've been very fortunate. All my boys, have come to us, me and Melissa, and talked to us. And when they're making big decisions or they're praying about something, they've asked for our advice. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't, but at least they ask. And so I've been very blessed and fortunate. I don't think that has as much to do with me as it does with the Lord has put something in their heart, that they want to be the best men that they can be, and cheer them on. That's the last thing I'll say. Cheer them on, whatever they're trying to do. Cheer them on. Alex, he got through high school in spite of the surgeries. He got through high school. He went into the job training program at the Easley Baptist Hospital, and then he got himself a job. He asked me to take him to the interview, and he got himself a job at a hotel in Clemson, and worked hard to do that. And so, that's his path. That's what he wanted to do. And so I was so happy just to be able to have the honor of being there to watch him do that stuff. So cheer them on, whatever they're going through and whatever they're trying to do. Just be their biggest fan, and just be there to help them when they need it.
That is great advice, man. Thank you for sharing that. Speaking of which, I'm going to go upstairs right now and help put the kids to sleep, put that advice to the test, and make sure. And I think that, Alex has a big heart. Obviously it's a blessing, but I think he got that from you too. So thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for talking. I obviously hope the Bills win each and every week. Hope that, it's always a win no matter what, but I'm going to be rooting especially hard just so that you guys get to see a win against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs this Sunday at 4:25. So thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate you taking the time, Alex. And can I, both you and your dad, can I get a go Bills before we end this one?
Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Go Bills!
So thank you guys all for listening. And for me, Nate, go Bills. And we're going to talk to you guys after the game.
Thanks. We appreciate you having us.
Thank you for listening to the Circling the Wagons podcast. Download and subscribe to us in your favorite podcast service. Email us at ctwpod@gmail.com. That's Charlie Tango Whiskey Pod@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at CTWPod. And most importantly, go Bills!
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, Nate.
Well, listen, the whole show is called Circling the Wagons. Say no more. I love it.